Welcome again to another edition of EastLASportsScene.com. Here we come via the internet, the almighty, the universal, the ever-present internet, and here we are ready to go with this edition. And we're speaking, of course, now of football, about football. Footballs are in the air all over the country, and as we know, even beyond internationally speaking. But right now, this is America's game, football, and we like it, our style here, American-style football. And we're going to be talking about East LA Community College in particular here as we begin to examine all the programs that are being played and are produced right here in our own backyards, Boyle Heights, East LA, you name it, right here for this entire area of East Los Angeles, California. Rich in talent, rich in tradition, and rich in just bringing you this special communication effort to inform our viewers that football is a very important part of our community. So we're going to be speaking with head coach Lynn Kane. Yep. Again, welcome back, Coach. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very, very well.
Coach,
excellent.
Head coach of East LA College, the Huskies, in his second year at the helm, and he has some very, very good things to tell us this year, Coach. We started last year, of course, with your very first edition of the Husky program.
Yes.
This is year two. I know we can talk briefly about year one, and now let's talk about year two. Okay.
Year two has gone well with us. We're very excited over there. The coaching staff did a great job during the offseason of recruiting. We identified 3 areas that we wanted to improve on: strength, speed, and knowledge of the game. Mm-hmm. And we improved tremendously in that area and was able to go out and add on to the talent that was already at the school and then add on to the new guys come in, and we just did a great job of getting talent with us.
Okay, so talent, recruiting, academics, everything's all in the mix, and that has given you now a 2-2 conference record, which is very significant because there's a very, very possible bowl game or bid game.
Yes, we're excited about that. We're looking at 5 to 7 years of, Rick Gamboa's staff. They took a team to a bowl game. Mm-hmm. So here we are 7 years later, ready to get ourselves in position where we can go 5-5 and then have a chance to play. We're looking at possibility of playing Glendale or maybe Orange Coast. So we're excited that we're in the position to be in another bowl game.
Coach, let's recap this year so far. Overall, it's a 2-5 record, but hey, you've got to have two halves of the season. The first half, looking at the configurations, looking at the chemistry, looking at the personnel you had. Now the second 5, this is where it's all going to pay off, right? Yes,
and junior college football is very unique. We have a unique situation where we do not have spring practice during the spring, where we put the uniform on, we get out there, and our guys practice. We pretty much do a lot of the evaluations in 2-day camp. And so once that started, then we start evaluating player talent and then placing players in position where they can play. And that continues over the course of 5 weeks and pretty much takes us into the middle of the season, kind of like where we're at now. And now we got our players going. We've positioned players that in certain spots, and we're playing well. Our team is doing excellent. We're got several players that are in the stat column as far as receiving. Number 1 receiver in Anthony Denham and what he's accomplishing. Defensively, we got some players that are playing well. Torres, once again, his second year, he's up there in tackles. And then we have our offensive line. We really improve, and Danny Vargas has done a great job for us too.
Okay. And again, speaking of those 3 players, they are with us. We're going to be speaking to them here in the studio. We're going to be seeing again for, I think it's about a 3rd time speaking with Steven Torres. Of course, you'll remember him from his playing days, a very, very fantastic high school career at Garfield. And he's got to be thinking about the up-and-coming classic. We're going to get his opinion on that. And then, as you mentioned, Danny Vasquez out of Roosevelt High School right here in Boyle Heights. And then Anthony Denham just up the street, as they would say, up at Wilson High School. So 3 different players from 3 different schools all contributing to this season's success. Coach, let's talk about when Coach Johnny Robinson came during the summer. I know that was more of a chance to talk with some of the coaches, have Johnny Robinson come and give some motivational talks there to all those that were present. Talk about that, because I think it served as a fundraiser, correct?
Yeah, it was a fundraiser for our football program. We used that as an opportunity to fundraise. We had a lot of fun with it. In addition to that, we had this 7-on-7 passing league going on, and so we had the coaches from each team come and be a part of it. And then we brought in John Robinson to add the special flavor to it, as far as speaking to the guys about what it takes to be a college or coach, and what that requires, and working one-on-one with the players, and how important it is for them to set an example of the leadership that's needed with our young people today. So it was a lot of fun, and John Robinson did a masterful job of speaking, and he's just an eloquent speaker. That's why he was one of the top speakers in the Southern Southern California area.
Yes.
And so he did a fine job of talking. I love that story that he used about with Johnson wanting to catch the football, and how he cramped up, and as he was taking him off the field, he asked him, is that enough passes for you now, Johnson? And so he did a great job, and it was fun.
Okay. We also, let's see, there's something I was thinking about. Oh, yeah, as part of the Trojan family. Lynn Kane, okay, those of you that know Coach Kane's background, you'll know that he was a player here in the East Side himself, and went to East LA College, then USC, and then had a career in the NFL. As you look back, Coach, where was that turning point? What made you strive to get to the highest level of play in the NFL?
Well, I grew up in Boyle Heights, and wound up going around, and I played Pop Warner over at Salazar Park. At that time, it was Laguna Park. And so it was fun. I learned a lot. They helped teach the fundamentals, the basics of how to play the game, how to stay low, how to block, how to catch. Boy, the conditioning was tough. They had us running around the field and really conditioned us hard. So I learned a lot of the football foundation over at in the Pop Warner area. And then from there, went to Roosevelt. From Roosevelt, went to East LA College. East LA College was a turning point for me. I went there, worked hard, ran, lifted weights, did the same thing with studying, really worked very hard at going to the library and reading and doing all the work that was necessary when I was there. And then from there, I got an opportunity, wound up leading the state in rushing. From there, I got a scholarship to the University of Southern California, a dream come true. Then I went to USC and got a chance to play there under John McKay was the original coach that recruited me, but then John Robinson came in the second year. And then so I played for John Robinson. We wound up winning the national championship, and then I got the opportunity to play in the National Football League for 7 years. So I'm pretty much grew up in the Boyle Heights area and learned how to play football, and even played football, that pickup football, neighborhood football, without the uniform and what the guys are doing out there. And so that was a lot of fun. A little dangerous, but I survived, and it was a lot of fun.
And, Coach, once you were in the NFL, you knew it was a risky business, because at that level, any given Sunday, an injury could take you out. You survived and had a very, very fine career in the NFL. Highlights and some of the things you learned in the NFL.
Well, I was injured my first year, and I learned a valuable lesson, what not to do, running the football and making sure that you're prepared to take on the talent that's in the National Football League. It's some of the best talent that's out there, and speed, size, strength, and so I wound up learning a lot from that injury. And then from that point on, I played 7 years without getting injured, banged up, pretty bad, where I couldn't play, or I had to leave the league because of an injury. So I learned things. I had some great coaches, especially the coaches, and I go all the way back to Pop Warner, because you teach you the basics of how to block, how to stay low. And as I went on to Roosevelt, Al Chavez, Ray McClain were coaches that taught me the same thing. We hit the sled over and over, and that helped me develop the blocking skills. And then when I went to the University of Southern California, they really taught me how to block, because playing fullback, you seldomly do you carry the football, but you block a lot. So
Tailback University.
Yeah, tailback U. And
Student body left, student body right.
but I got an opportunity to carry the ball 250 times, and that was a surprise for the fullback to carry the ball that many times. What gave me the opportunity to go on and play in the National Football League, and then I became a well-rounded player. I can run, I can catch the ball, I can block, and I can be a decoy if I had to. So those things, it left me in a game. I got a chance to play, and gained a lot of experience with the talent that was around, players that were very good. Got a chance to play against Lawrence Taylor, who was one of the best players that played.